There we go. Yes. Woo.
Yay!
How are you?
I'm good, thanks, darling. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for agreeing to do this. We're fun. I look awful at the moment. This filter is giving me a proper like razor burn look, which is brilliant. We are fundraising today for National Theatre, as you can see below. So guys, I know there's a lot of people joining. If you can donate down below, there's a little button. I'd be so grateful. We've got £30 already, so if we can get to 100 by the end of the day, that would be absolutely amazing.
Oh my god!
So I'm just
the second one, right?
Third one. We added an extra in this morning with a grad from Lane. We did a little industry chat, which was nice.
Oh, stunning.
So the first one I'm going to start with, just because it's one that if you have any questions, put them in the question box down below, and I'll try and get through them. But I've got some to start off with. What was your audition process like for Six?
It was long. Yeah. It was a long process. So I actually ended up going through 2 separate processes for Six, because the first time round they just needed 2 girls, and we all know who those 2 girls are. They were Courtney and Vicky. And then the second time round, I only did 1 round and then got the job, which was amazing. But the first time round was like a whole day of, I think it was 10 till 5 or something like crazy like that, like a work day. Yeah, it was really long, but it was so much fun. The whole room was full of like just really supportive girls, well, women, strong women. Yeah, and we sang in front of one another, which I've never had to do in an audition before. And I thought, like, when I got up there, I was so nervous, but actually the support in the room was wild. Like, there was nothing but love, which was so nice and so unique. So it's a really, really unique process of getting into Six. I think it was a good one.
Brilliant. And what is your who is your favourite play?
Oh God, I hate this question because it's too hard. I don't have a favourite because I have like separate loves for all of them. But one, I don't know. I think I've had one of my favourite responses ever to a par show. And that's not to say she's my favourite, because I honestly, I love all of them. But one of, like, it sort of took me back, and I sort of like took it all in, and I was like, oh my God, that's wild, because the audience were just so on board with the whole show. Yeah. And yeah, after the song, the response was just amazing, and it made me want to cry. Obviously I didn't, I kept it together.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, we've got a question. Oh, you can't show them. Hardest vocal role for you?
That's really difficult, because it's not necessarily their songs, it's what they sing throughout the rest of the show that's really hard. So Berlin in Town is on the top line throughout, and it's wild. Like, it's really, really friggin' high. So that's a difficult one to sing the whole show vocally. But I don't know. I think the hardest song to sing for me personally would be Howard's, because if she's not singing, she's talking. Yeah. And if she's not talking, she's walking somewhere else. And like, you just don't have a second to breathe. So yeah.
Yeah. What's the shortest notice that you've had to go on at Six for? And who was it for? I already know this, but yeah, I've asked you all these questions in the workshop that we did, but they're all happening again.
It's all right. Let's share. So I've had 2 instances which have been really short notice. One of them being when I went to Manchester.
Yeah.
I got told I had like fully confirmed. I had a bit of a warning like half an hour before, but fully confirmed, we need you to go and get on a train at 4 p.m. And the train was at 5 p.m. So that was a lot.
Yeah.
But the other one, which I would say happens more in shows, is I was sat in the dressing room. I was actually getting ready to go, because there's a point in the show where we're allowed to leave if you're not on. And I'd got all my stuff ready. All You Want to Do had just started. I wasn't leaving just yet, but like I was getting my stuff together in my bag. And Courtney Stapleton was on for Seymour that night, and she went off with, I think she had some sort of allergic reaction, and she was absolutely fine, so it's like nothing to worry about, but she kept coughing and she couldn't stop herself coughing, which obviously doesn't help with a vocal show. So yeah, she had to come off, and I had the number, or I had All You Want to Do to get ready and get on for the scene that comes straight after. And that was probably my shortest notice, because I had one song to just get in gear and get ready to go. Yeah.
Where does the money we donate go to? Okay, so the money that you donate will go to the National Theatre. Obviously, at the moment, it's a really hard time for all theatres. Hopefully, you guys will all be able to donate just down below. Even £1 is fine. Like anything you could donate, it all goes to the National Theatre. It all helps keep the theatres alive, because obviously we don't want any of them closing, because everyone needs employment, everyone needs art. Hitting Swingo with 10 minutes notice. Yes, what was that like? Because one of my friends was actually there. Danny was there when obviously you went on for Cleves last minute. She said basically that you walked out and she was like, that's not Howard's spot, and got what was that like, going on for Cleves and completing that Swingo really quickly?
Honestly, the stress. Oh my God. So I had not like preempted going on for Cleves at all that week. And normally I have my swing Bible and I can just like flick through it, which is fine if I've got like, I don't know, like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
To just go through it, then I'll get myself ready, blah blah blah. Like it's a process. And then 10 minutes before the friggin' show, that happened, and it was so stressful. But at the same time, I was like, actually, do you know what? Now I haven't got time to like go through things that I know, but in my head I will tell myself that I don't know. Yeah. If anything, sometimes it's better to have less notice, so you just have to go and do it, than it is to have all this time to worry yourself and think, oh, I don't know this bit. Oh, where does she stand for this bit? Like sometimes it's just best to be shoved on. And just see what happens. Yeah.
I would if I hadn't spent nearly all my money on workshops. I mean, this is true. If you could open any show after, like, if you could be in any show after, you know, this all ends and when everything reopens, apart from 6, what would it be?
Do you know what? I went to see Anne Juliet and I loved it. So I would probably choose Anne Juliet if we're talking about in town, or Hamilton. I love Hamilton as well.
Those are musicals that I can absolutely see you in, like with your kind of dance style and vibes, like Anne Juliet with, you know, all the hip hop and commercial kind of groove and stuff. Oh, that'd be insane.
Honestly, and the choreographer for Anne Juliet is wild. Her name's Kendra, and she's just
everyone's agreeing. Which was your favourite track in Bat Out of Hell?
Oh, do you know what? what was her name? Oh my God, I can't believe I've just remembered that. I completely forgot her name. But there was a role called Spinotti, and it was played by Natalie Chua. And I loved going on for her because she had like some real sweet like little acting moments that if you tune into the ensemble you can see, and it was adorable. And she was in like every like really big dance section. Although I did love going on for Dornita. I can't remember her character's name though. Whoops. But that's because as swings we also had our own name, so like mine was Lunaro. So I only went on for Dornita's track I think like twice, and it's the most I have ever sweat on stage in my life. I came off and I didn't have makeup on. It was crazy. But I would say the ones in Bat Out of Hell would be the more like dancey tracks, because it was a really fun show to be a part of the dance ensemble.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Funniest moment from 6?
My funniest story to hear, I wasn't on and I'm absolutely gutted, but it was probably a saving grace, is when Natalie fell over during House of Holbein. because I can just imagine it, and I can just imagine her heart sinking and like just dying with laughter. But basically, where we stop the song halfway through and then go into like a scene at the back, she was doing like her funny walks to the back, and she just did a complete like knee slide on the floor, and I just wish I was there to see it. But it's either that or like when someone forgets a line and we can't think how to help. That's happened to me really bad once. I was on the floor, and she's just got this beautiful monologue before her song, and it's just stunning, and it sets it up really beautifully. And I couldn't remember the first word of the monologue, and I didn't know how to get into it, and I was sort of looking at everyone going, guys, oh queens, okay, and I honestly, like, nothing was coming, and they were all looking at me as if to say, I don't know how to help. So yeah, I love it when someone forgets a line.
Yeah. Oh, we've got loads of loads of questions coming in. Favorite costume of yours?
Do you know what? I think it's actually just my standard swing outfit with the open skirt at the front. So either my Aragon or Howard look, because they've got the same costume. I think that's my favourite, which was my first one. Although I do love my sleeves. I just feel like I've not got to wear her enough to enjoy it to the fullest.
That's what Robin was waiting for. The sleeves.
Yeah, I do love my sleeves outfit. Although I've got to say the black fur, because it's like still new, sort of looks a bit like armpit hair sometimes, which is really cute.
Quarantine snack of choice, is it watermelon?
Do you know what? No, or popcorn. Love popcorn.
Oh, there's lots of questions coming in. Right. Who do you think had the worst time with Henry?
Well, it wasn't Cleves. I don't know. Maybe. Oh God, I don't know. That's a really hard question. I don't know. I would either. Oh, I don't know, because she enjoyed it at the time. But then I don't know. Maybe Berlin. Or Howard. Howard's life in general was just like heartbreaking. Yeah. So maybe Howard, because she's had the build up of her life anyway, and then she met Henry, and by that point he was horrible. So yeah, maybe Howard.
They all had it pretty shit. This is true.
No one had it worse off, I don't think. They all had like pretty bad stories.
What do you do to pass the time when you're on standby?
Well, for ages I spent it making my swing Bible. Or if I've not been on for a track for a while, I sort of like mimic their show backstage.
Yeah.
Sometimes if the other girls are off, because sometimes you're just sat in there by yourself, and that's probably when I'll do the show run through, or I'm doing a show watch. But if someone else is backstage, we'll probably just have a little chin wag, have a little chat.
Do you feel more comfortable or prefer singing or dancing?
I don't prefer either, but oh, that's such a tough question. I would say that I'm probably more comfortable dancing.
Yeah.
But I love singing. Yeah, that's a really tough question. I don't really know how to answer that. I would say because dancing came first for me, I think I've always thought of myself as a dancer that sings instead of having them as equals. But yeah, that's the only reason why. That is because I started dancing first before I ever started singing.
Yeah.
But I love both.
What was the feeling like when you made your professional debut?
It was crazy. It was actually, well, my professional debut, as in like the first show I ever did out of college. Yeah. It was crazy because I could like, it was in a show called 27 and it was at the Cockpit Theatre. So it wasn't West End, it was off West End. And it was it was like the creative process honestly had me just completely taken back. Like the choreography was mental, and the vocals in the show, like we had 3 fates in the show, which was Jodie Jacobs, Maisie and Eloise, and it was just like every night without fail I would look at them, because I covered them at the time, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. But it was really eye-opening, because I didn't know how to cover, first of all. So when I did go on for them, it was a real shock to the system, because I'd never done that before. Yeah. And I hadn't, like, now I look back, I did not prep properly. But it's just one of those things that you learn along the way. It was amazing. It's still one of my favorite things that I've done professionally, because it's just got like such a special place in my heart.
Yeah. Favorite Disney character and film?
That's so hard. I have so many. I watched The Princess and the Frog recently, and I love the music in that. Oh God, I don't know. That's really difficult. That's actually a really cruel question, and I'm not going to answer
it. Oh, brilliant. Oh, we just hit 1K. Woo! Not pounds. Followers. Woo! Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Tom. Is there anything about the industry that college never prepares you for, and that shocked you when you went into it?
I think times are changing, so this might not be a thing anymore. But I never got taught how to be a swing at college.
No, yeah.
It's so important. Like, the more knowledge you have before doing it for the first time, the better. Because my first swing job was terrifying, and I had no idea what I was doing. But luckily, I had my swing brother, Lewis Easter, with me, and he had done it before. So he was sort of drawing things out, and then I would look at what he'd done, and he'd be like, now just do the same for the girls. And honestly, terrifying. So if they teach that at college, amen. But if they don't, just, I don't know, just like join things like this and ask that question and ask how to do it, because it's the best way to learn, is just to ask someone who's done it for however long. Yeah
Definitely. Were you there when the curtain fell?
I was. However, I wasn't on, and I'm so upset. I keep missing these like absolute classic moments. But I was there, and I was in the building, and it made me howl. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I was off stage, because I could laugh more. But I was there, I just wasn't on, which is a shame.
Yeah. We've got time for one more. So could you just tell us about where you trained and a bit about it and stuff like that? Is that all right?
Yeah, of course.
Brilliant.
So I went to Bodywork Performing Arts. Is it called that? I don't know. Is it? Or is it? I think it's Bodywork Company. I think I've just called it the complete thing. Anyway, Bodywork. That's how I know it. And it's in Cambridge, and I loved my training. I think they do it a very fair way. So in first year, you're all trained exactly the same, and then in second year, you get to choose what course you'd like to take, whether you want to go dance course or whether you would rather take the musical theatre route. I personally took the dance course, but knew that I would be missing out on some singing, so I took private singing lessons after college, because big up Bodywork Company. Just so I had like the best of both worlds. But yeah, the dance training at Bodywork is amazing. Like I wouldn't know half the things that I do without having been there and having the teachers that taught me, which I know a few of them are gone now, but like the faculty that they get in are amazing. So I couldn't big up Bodywork enough. I loved it.
Amazing. Have you got your swing Bible? I'm guessing it's at work, isn't it? Probably.
It's at the theatre, and I'm so upset. But however, I did. So Katie, RMD, aka Joan, went to the theatre recently, and I asked her to grab it for me, because I'm gonna need to look at that before we return. So she's actually got it with her, and then as soon as we can like do some sort of social distance exchange, we're gonna.
Oh, nice. Last one. What's your favourite Six and Battle of Hell memory?
My favourite Bat Out of Hell memory by far has to be the closing night, when we all went on stage and we all did 2 extra numbers that aren't in the show, and we performed them, and it was very bizarre, but we did that, and then everyone got their phones out and lit the torch, and honestly, like, nothing has made me so speechless before on stage. It was just the most amazing thing to see the whole of the Dominion lit up. It was crazy. And 6, I don't know, I feel like there's so much more to come from 6, because when we return, like, hopefully we have enough time to just, I think, again, it's probably going to be my closing night, but for now it will be the first time that I went on. My debut at 6 was crazy.
Yeah. Well, amazing. Thanks so much, Collette, for joining. We got £20. Woo! That brings the total up to 50 for today already, so that's brilliant. Amazing. Thanks so much, Collette, for joining. That's been amazing. I hope you have a great bank holiday.
Also, totally forgot it's bank holiday.
I know, no, same, honestly.
What does it mean at the moment? What does it mean?
I know, it's ridiculous. Got a bit of cough. But I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks, Dan. Thank you for the question, guys.
Bye.